Hi there, Prairie Plant Girl here. Today on this snowy, cool end of March day, I thought it would be a good chance to stay inside my nice warm grow room, and I thought I'd let you have a peek at how I'm organizing myself to get ready for this growing season. So let's have a look at the systems I've put in place and what I'm trying to do, and hopefully it'll give you some ideas of what you'd like to do. Or if you have some ideas, then I'd love to hear them down in the comments down below. So please share your thoughts on what I'm doing and what you're doing so we can all learn together. So the first thing that I wanted to show you was how I'm organizing my seeds. In the past, I've kept them in many different containers, baskets, envelopes, randomly spread all over the place. And then I pull them out and I look through them and I mix them all together and package them all up and mix them all together as I pull them out again. So this year I'm trying to be a little bit more organized. So I have these little trays. It's just a dollar store container here. And then it has little trays sitting, they just rest quite nicely right on top. And I've taken my seed packages and I've put them in somewhat of an alphabetical order and just organize them. I have my vegetables separated from my flowers, separated from my herbs, and I'm just using that to help me to pick, just to make it easier to find the seeds first of all, and to put them back and know where they are afterwards. And then if I need to refer back to the package, like, you know, sometimes I'll have something like I just planted some of these peppers the other day, and you know, if they're not coming up very soon, then I might flip it over and just have a refresher on when they're expected to be sprouting. So it's nice to be able to just easily find the package that you of seeds that you used and have a quick look at it if you need to. So I have all my packages here and they're in this nice tray all separated out, and then because they rest on the edges, I can just easily grab out these papers that I'm keeping underneath. So get these seeds out of here. So what this is every year I draw out a little diagram of my garden, and I include each of the beds that are going to be in it. I put the shed here just to remind me that it's going to cast a little bit of shade. I have my strawberry bed, my rhubarb bed, and my compost bins. And it's just the way my mind works. I'm very visual, so I like to have this to look at when I'm planning where things will go out. Usually when I'm planning this, there's several feet of snow over top of everything, and this just helps me to visualize and decide where everything's going to go. I have each of the beds labeled, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I have a list down the side of the things that I want to plant in those beds. And I do a little bit of quick drawing just to kind of, again, I'm visual, so I like to see, you know, I have parsnips here, pumpkin here, onions, celery, looks like some bok choy, tomatoes, turnips and carrots, it looks like. And so I have them kind of roughly kind of just labeled in there, and then beside the name of each thing that I want to grow, like this is beans, it says beans, and then there's a 4 circled here beside it. So I know the beans are going in bed 4, and I can easily look over and find where I want them to go in that bed. So when it comes time to plant things out, I have a pretty good idea when I head out what I'm going to be planting, and this makes it easy to refer to just know where I'm going to be planting it. So I don't have some late season crops that all of a sudden I'm trying to poke in there and I've run out of room. This way it's all planned out and organized and ready for me. I also have a note at the top here. It says I want to put more potatoes and eggplant in some pots, and some herbs like thyme, basil, oregano. They're going to go in some pots as well. So that's just how I keep track of what's going where and what I'm planting for the year. And I have these, some of them are out in my shed actually right now. They usually wind up staying out there from year to year. But I have these for several years back. So it's nice, I can refer back to them, and I keep it because I will have a look at it and see what I planted where the last couple of years to try and rotate a little bit. I don't have a lot of room for that, but I do try and rotate things around a little bit. I also do a little drawing, just again, I'm visual. It's not really fancy or anything, but it just gives me an idea of some of my larger pots that I have so that I can plan out what I want to do with my flowers and things for the year as well. So I plan that ahead of time. Some of that is just me, you know, keeping my mind busy and happy, dreaming of summer over the winter. Same with this, I draw out my flower beds and dream of things to add and things to take away and get planning that way. So one of the biggest changes I've made this year is I've printed off these calendar pages. We'll find one that hasn't been written on here. So I printed these off, and you can see, so this one's July 2019. They're all 2019. And right now it's blank other than has the numbers and the days on it. And I've printed them on both sides, so I'm using a little less paper anyways. But then what I've done with these, let's find one. This is March. So what I've done with these is I've counted back from my first frost-free date, which here is about May 25th. So I've counted back the weeks and I've circled those just at the edge on at the end of the week of each week. So it says here March 30th is approximately 8 weeks from my first frost-free date. So that gives me an idea of when to be planting things. You know, when you look on the seed package or the planting instructions, usually says, you know, plant 8 to 10 or 6 to 8 or whatever weeks before your first expected frost-free date. So it's just an easy at a glance thing for me to look at. Then you'll see I have H's and L's and numbers in here, and all that is my my highs and lows for temperatures for those days. So that's all in Celsius. So you can see March has been an absolutely beautiful above average month for us. But you can see here, like, we had 1.8 Celsius as a high on March 14th, and the low was minus 6.5. So absolutely gorgeous this month. One of the warmest, I'd say the warmest third week in March probably that we've had in a very long time. But it was well deserved, I feel, after we went through February that was below normal for most of the month. Another thing, we haven't had any really extreme weather in March, but if you look back in February, I've also written down things like wind gusts, the 23rd of February, wind gusts 53 kilometers an hour, 2 inches of snow on the 13th, just different things like that. And that's just, I think that'll help me if I can save these and look back. It'll help me to kind of see if there's any new weather patterns starting, because it seems like the weather's changing the last few years, and it's getting harder to kind of predict when things should happen in the garden and in the yard. And I just thought this might be helpful to know, and to even to see, you know, as I start getting things growing outside, and I'm tracking the weather, to see, you know, what might have set something back or maybe made something perform a little better that year. So another thing I'm using the calendar for is keeping track of, like here, I divided the Sansevieria, planted my peppers and my eggplant, so that was March 6th. And on March 21st, I planted 3, actually I think I have that written down, I think it was 6, but oh no, 3 tennis ball lettuce and 3 early curled Simpson lettuce. So they're planted, started in the house here, and I'm just wanting to get those ready. I'm hoping to get some out really early this year under cover, so I'm going to experiment with that a little bit, planting under cover this year. I also found a few good resources for determining when you should be starting things inside or getting them outside. So I just have printed this off as just a rough reminder, I guess. And then I think it's 1 Yard Revolution, the YouTube channel. I'll look it up. They have a really good group of videos about gardening undercover in hoop houses and cold frames and things like that, and just how much protection you get from those things. So I jotted some notes down about that. And this was just another, I don't know where I got this, but this is just more information that I thought could be helpful down the road. So I just jotted it down to keep in with these notes, to keep it all in with my seeds. And I'm trying to just be a little bit more organized this year and a little bit less fly by the seat of my pants. So that's what I'm doing to get ready for the growing season this year. Tell me in the comments down below what you're doing to get your seeds organized and plan your gardens for the coming season. It's nice when we can all learn from each other, and I think every time you see a new suggestion or a new idea, you get one of your own. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button so you can keep coming back and seeing all of my videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.